newspaper. My question is to the Vice Chair, Mr. Cardoso. How, in these meetings, what are the core messages in terms of how the G24 is trying to protect the interests of developing countries and emerging economies? Thank you.
Any other question from Mr. Cardoso? Julian? Yep.
Thank you. Julian Piquet, the Africa Report, Jeune Afrique. A follow-up question to that for Governor Cardoso. Was wondering if you could talk a little bit about trade and tariffs, the impact on your countries. One, the impact of the U.S. tariffs, of course, how they're impacting your countries, but also the Chinese now being shut out of the U.S. market and sending a lot of their goods to your countries, particularly Africa. Is that undermining industrialization efforts? Just wondering if you have a common position on what needs to be done on the dual attacks on the trade front. Thank you.
If you'd like to respond to your takeaway.
Yeah. Well, firstly, I think it's important to say that the G24 is a body, as far as I can see, with various countries who have common interests. And to the extent that is the case, they've been relatively successful in having a dialogue. Like, for example, this morning we had a dialogue with both the managing director of the IMF as well as the representative of the managing director of the World Bank, where there was an exchange of ideas and an exchange of discourse that basically helps for the leadership of the Bretton Woods institutions to better understand directly from the players what the issues are and where the pain points really are. So from that perspective, I think it's really a very effective engagement. And this, as you all know, is something that goes on a regular basis. And of course, the communique that comes out also is very, very, very useful in the sense that it moves from issues of domestic resource mobilization to inflation and all the various commonalities that the G24 members have. So from that perspective, I think it's been pretty effective, and they learn from us and we also learn from them. And there were certain things that came out today that I found quite useful. They were talking about the fact that growth is behind, but not as behind as would have been expected to be. And also the fact that one of the issues that can help to get many of our countries out of a difficult situation, of course, macroeconomic policies, and sound macroeconomic policies at that, and the correlation between those who've adopted sound macroeconomic policies and growth and disinflation, and obviously having to stay the course. So those are very, very critical issues that came out. With respect to trade and tariffs, really from Nigeria's perspective, frankly, less of a problem for us. And I think we were very fortunate because a lot of the things that were needed to have been done, we did them much earlier. And as a result of that, we were able to create resilience and buffers against potential shocks. So, and of course, in terms of anchoring expectations, we found that those who followed the Nigerian economy were fairly comfortable. And for us, again, oil is basically the only commodity that was so exposed, and the impact on that was relatively modest. Now we have a more competitive currency, because to the question you asked on China, we have a more competitive currency, with the result that for once we have a situation where we have a positive balance of trade. We have a trade surplus, and we expect it to be 6% to GDP or thereabouts and remain in that for some time. So basically what is happening is a complete restructuring of the economy, where with a competitive currency, it's encouraging people to go into domestic production and, of course, discouraging imports.
Thank you, Governor. I'm going to move to that side room. I think I see the hand from the lady in the black jacket. Yes, please. That's you. The microphone is next to you.
Hello, it is from